Hey guys, real quick before the video starts, I just want to let you guys know that I've been streaming on twitch.tv. If you want to go check me out, I've been streaming a lot of Overwatch, and this is just a little clip that I want you guys to watch. And it kind of relates to the video also, so if you want to interact with me on a more personal level, you can. It's at twitch.tv/broywack. Same as my Twitter, same as my gamertag, so go check me out because I've been having a lot of fun. Okay, let's start the video. The coolest cowboy in all the Wild Wild West, or the angry grandpa that's just trying to get his kids under control. The guy with the coolest cowboy hats, or the man with the peanut butter on his head. You know, that's probably why I don't like that skin. That's probably why I'm not rocking with it, because one, I'm allergic to peanut butter, and two, man, his hairdo, man, is gross. He needs to get something done to his hair. He needs to go to the barbershop. Just do something with that, bruh. But today I did want to compare the two heroes, which was McCree and Soldier 76, because there's been a lot of videos covering McCree, because if you haven't noticed, there's been a lot of changes to their heroes. It seems like Blizzard has been utilizing the PTR just to be changing, tweaking a bunch of heroes. I mean, you just look at a hero like Lucio, he's not the same hero that he was a couple months ago, because they just changed his radius, they changed his speed boost, they just added a bunch to his passive that just made him a completely different hero, where he was already a must-pick hero. He's probably one of the most picked heroes in the game, but they completely changed him, and I don't see why they can't be showing any love to McCree, because he seems like one of those heroes that's the least picked in the offensive category. Because if you just look at the history with McCree, all the way back, I think, even a year ago when the game first came out, or even around Season 1 competitive, McCree was the must-pick DPS hero, because he can deal out the most heaviest DPS, he can deal out 120 headshot damage, and just get a bunch of kills. Granted, someone had to be skillful with their headshots, but if you just looked at pro teams, McCree was pretty much on every single team, because, well, he could get a bunch of headshots and get a bunch of kills. And then slowly it started to change, especially around Season 3 when Soldier got a little buff, and just that little buff completely changed the whole entire meta, and so many people thought that Soldier 76 wouldn't outshine McCree, but now we're here in Season 4, and Soldier 76 is picked way more than McCree. That's not to say that when people pick McCree that they're gonna do bad, that he's a totally bad hero compared to maybe, like, I don't want to give any hero, because there's gonna be that one person who's like, oh, I'm a Torbjorn main because I love to. Why are you hating on? I'm not hating on every. Just let me be, man. Just let me be. What I am trying to say though is that McCree is not a throw here. When you see someone pick McCree, you don't automatically think, oh my god, he's throwing the game, he's trying to combat roll all over the place. No, you don't think that. He's just kind of in a weird area, because the whole dynamic of McCree is that you have to just be accurate and just get headshots, because with every headshot you get 120 damage. Do that 2 times, you can take out a lot of heroes, anybody that's over 200 HP, which is a lot of the freaking heroes in the game. So if someone's picking McCree and they're getting a bunch of headshots, they're gonna be really good. But that is McCree's downfall, and why not a lot of people want to practice McCree, play McCree, or just anything like that, is because you have to be accurate with your shots. So people just sit there and think, okay, well, who's another hero that I can play that can still deal out a lot of damage? Oh, well, how about Soldier 76? Soldier 76 is way more forgiving than McCree, because he has that assault rifle, and he's one of those heroes that's kind of easy to learn and kind of easy to master. If you just can be accurate with your shots, you're going to be getting a lot more kills, where with McCree, you have to be accurate with your shot every single time. If you're not, you might as well not be playing, and that's kind of what puts McCree at a little gray area of trying to be picked in certain games. And even when Soldier 76 is buff at the beginning of Season 3, that's just more of an appealing reason to pick Soldier 76 over McCree, because I feel like, especially now, if you just practice Soldier 76, you can do everything that McCree can do, but even better. But I'm not even just talking about the damage, I'm also talking about his toolkit, because what McCree has really doesn't overshadow what Soldier 76 has. I mean, Soldier 76 can heal himself and heal his teammates. Soldier 76, that's such a mouthful to say, that's what she said, has a Helix rocket that he can fire out enemies and even fire out the flankers, because when you pick McCree, a lot of the time you're thinking to yourself, okay, if there's a tracer, that tracer should be done because of his flashbang. Well, if you're not accurate with your flashbang, then there's really no point, because you can play Soldier 76 and still take out the tracer, and still take out the Genji, and still take out the Winston or anything like that, because you have your Helix rocket, you have your assault rifle, you just have so much going on. Plus, you can heal yourself and you can run. There's just so much going on with Soldier 76 that just totally overshadows McCree, because McCree, 1, doesn't have survivability, 2, doesn't have mobility, and 3, can't heal himself. That kind of falls in the category of survivability. So what does McCree have over Soldier 76? heavy, inconsistent damage. That's really it. And that's not even really an overshadow. That's more of like a weakness in a sense because it's inconsistent. Sure, you might be firing a lot of heavy damage, but it's still inconsistent. And if you're not on point with your shots, or if the enemy team is really good with jumping all around, if they have a Lucio, Genji, Tracer, and you're not accurate with your shots, then you might as well switch to Soldier 76 because you're just going to be totally inconsistent at that point. So what could Blizzard do to McCree for like a buff, for a nerf, for an addition, or maybe subtraction just to make him more of a balanced hero? And I want to hear your guys' thoughts on what they could do for McCree because I've seen so many comments for what they could do to McCree just to make him more of a balanced hero because he's not a bad hero. He's totally not. He's just overshadowed by the fact that Soldier 76 is there. If 76 was not a hero in the game, I'm sure a lot more people would be picking, I'm sure many people would be picking McCree because he's still the biggest damage dealing hero in the offensive category. He's just not the jack of all trades like Jack Morrison himself. Why do I have to add these freaking puns in these videos, man? I mean, obviously they're not going to nerf him. Obviously, I don't think they're going to add a buff. I think they're just going to add something to his toolkit or maybe just add something to his combat role because his biggest downfall compared to all the offensive heroes is that he has no way of healing himself or getting to a health pack because he's so slow and he has no way to heal. When you look at Reaper, sure he can't heal himself, but at least when he gets a kill, he can eat people's souls. At least with Genji, yeah, he can't heal himself, but he can dash to a health pack and heal himself, or he can just constantly freaking ask for healing. We get it, Genji! You need healing! Chill out, bruh! The only hero that's sort of like McCree is Pharah, where she can't heal herself or just get to a health pack fast, but she has a freaking jetpack, so she can kind of hover her way to a health pack, or you can just run a pharmacy with a Mercy and just heal herself right there, so that's also an option. So McCree is kind of left in the dust is just terms of survivability, mobility, so what could they do? Well, I saw a comment somewhere saying, well, they could just add distance to his combat role and maybe lower the cooldown right there. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, that way he can just get to a health pack faster and wouldn't have to rely on the bad healer in the back. I'm not trying to blame you healers, but come on, show some love to McCree. I also even came up with an idea in a previous video where I talked about where every time he gets a kill, he can pick up an enemy cigar and he heals himself for 100 HP, sort of like Reaper. That's totally not a bad idea because if you're going to be giving a 250 HP hero like Reaper an ability to heal himself like that, why not give a 200 HP hero that's also kill hungry an ability to heal himself like that also? I even seen comments about his Deadeye where once he uses his ultimate, he's able to combat roll like that to at least survive like that, because when you use your ultimate, you're literally just a sitting duck glowing freaking red and you can easily be taken out. So there's a lot of comments that I saw that, and even stuff that I suggested that can easily be implemented to McCree that wouldn't make him a broken hero, but will just make him more of a survivable hero. That's the whole point of McCree, is that you're trying to stay in the game to get kills, but you're a 200 HP hero that can't heal himself and that can't easily get to a health pack. At least with Genji, he can wall climb and easily dash to a health pack. Tracer, 50 HP less than McCree, but can still blink to a health pack. Soldier 76 and Reaper can heal themselves. So many ways in the offensive category just to stay alive. McCree, that's his biggest downfall. So I'll just end the video like this. McCree is not a bad hero. He's totally not. There's just a lot of work that can be done to McCree to make him more of a balanced hero, especially compared to Soldier 76. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts for what they could do to McCree. And I'm very excited because I'm sure he's next on the list for heroes for Blizzard to work on, just to tweak around, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.